Hi, so a slightly informal video this time. I was listening to an audiobook this morning and he's talking about humour in the sales process, the author of this audiobook. And I was thinking, I use humour in software testing. I cover humour in the book Dear EvilTester. And there's a section in here in the essays or afterwards section I think some people skip, but that's up to them. They're losing some of the most valuable material where we summarize it. There's a section in here where I'm saying like humour can tell hard truths in a way that people listen. Now I noticed this when I was working on a lot of waterfall projects where in meetings software testers were the ones that were cracking jokes, trying to make the situation not less serious but less tense. Right, because everyone's getting really tense, everyone's getting really antagonistic, and there's no joy or love or humour in the room whatsoever. And that happens nowadays even in agile projects, in stand-ups or retrospectives. At the point in the project where we have to retrospect, self-analyse, take things really serious to get down to the root cause, but not so serious that we blame everyone, but seriously enough that we can take it forward and improve, humour can work really well in there. And again, I've seen testers being, and sometimes the project managers generally know how to use humour in a situation to help bring the team together. People do this in different ways, right? Some people crack jokes. I don't crack jokes. I don't remember any jokes. But then the comedians that I like don't tell jokes, right? They're observational humour. That's humour that comes from truth, that's sometimes hard, that is a situation taken to an extreme in order to demonstrate its absurdities and its ambiguities, but still tries to get at its core what is important, but strips away through humour the things that are not important. Now, when I mention this to some people, I sometimes hear them say, but I'm not funny. Right now, pretty much everyone is funny with their friends. Right? When you're chatting with your friends in an informal situation, you will interrupt them. You will make jokes. You will have observations that people laugh at. Everyone is funny. Right? When we are ourselves, when we tap into that thing that makes us us. And we have to do that for our testing because we have to make our testing unique and personal to us. So I'm going to give you a technique. I've been rambling a bit. So a technique, you could study things. I found this a long time ago. It's called Humour, Risk and Change. It's by a guy called C.W. Metcalf. It's very hard to get hold of. It's very expensive, but you can find some videos of him. And he used humour in a medical setting. This is a book called Provocative Therapy by Frank Farley. And he used humour in a very human therapy approach. Or study the comedians you like, whatever comedians you like, listen to their records. I really like Bill Hicks, so I thoroughly recommend Bill Hicks, even though his style of communication might not be the best one for the meetings that you're in, but I really like Bill Hicks. But find a comedian you like and look at how they communicate. But if you don't want to do that, if you're nervous about bringing like professional humour or therapy into a process that you're working with, look at the people around you, the ones that do use humour to diffuse situations or to communicate messages that are hard. Look at what they do, look at how they do it, try and deconstruct it, then own it, right? So first of all, copy it, deconstruct it to model it, build a model, use it to own that model, observe what happens with the feedback that comes back, and start bringing this in. But the easiest way to do this, remember, is to respect the people you're with, treat them as though they're your friends, that they're actual humans, that they are peers with you, that you respect, and you respect them enough to bring yourself to the table in the meeting and open yourself up for the humour and the risk that involves, right? When no one laughs, no one enjoys what you said, but you said it honestly and it was a truth and it was spoken and you tried to make it light because you're trying to strip away the biases and tenseness that sits on there. And this is one of the things that we cover our stress in Dear EvilTester. Like, this isn't just for testers, this isn't just for people who want to improve their testing. This is about how to take your testing or your discipline seriously enough that you will find humour in it. And that's what I hope you do, because that's essential in meetings and making things work.